Benjamin Franklin or John Prine, Abraham Lincoln or this cousin of mine, they all made an honest living working for the U.S. Mail. For Pony Express preschool me, my first recollection of the post office be the mailman bringing them Christmas catalogs. And up through the years, they were always on time, a model of consistency and national pride authorized by the U.S. Constitution, might I add. Columbia House meant endless CDs, publishers clearing lottery dreams, and what's that magazine for Dad wrapped up in plastic? Postcards, report cards, birthday cards from Grandma. I said, oh yeah, get it done. If you want to send something to Uncle Doug, way over yonder just to stay in touch, you can do it through the U.S. Mail. And then you graduate to professional stress and get your very own address, mailbox, envelopes, packing tape and stamps. And it starts to feel a little more like home when you see that familiar uniform walking up the drive with all your stuff. And through rain, snow, cold and heat, in the gloom of night and tired feet, always with a smile they deliver. But more than sentimental, it's a functional necessity, bedrock for a country claiming such legitimacy, messenger of sympathy, promoter of peace and goodwill among men and nations. Tak Deutsch, na wee, if you want to send something overseas, a pen pal letter, a wheel of cheese, you can do it through the U.S. Mail. Then in 2006, what the president did is sign into law an act that exists solely for the deliberate sabotage of a perfectly good public institution. It's called the Post Office Accountability Act, an arbitrary mandate revenue tax that says they gotta pay way in advance 50 years worth of health and benefit plans. Now their P&L's red and they can't invest, and they're way in debt. In the public eye, it's a pretty big mess and ripe for the picking of the private sector's scavengers. Then 2020 hit and tried to break its back, but the postal worker said, you can forget all that, we got a job to do, so get out of the way, we'll show you what makes America great. Said, good try, but no, when you gotta stay home, but you still wanna vote. Maybe even save the world as you know it. We can do it through the U.S. Mail. We did it through the U.S. Mail. Long live the U.S. Mail. I was coming out of a relationship and just feeling like I was the problem, or I was the one sucking the life out of it, you know? And still feel like that was the case, you know? This is called Ghost of. You're more like a light, and I'm more like the dark, feeding off and bleeding all the best things that you are. We were on the prowl, always on the mend, dressed in suits of armor, looking hard for new best friends. Abuelita, she just laughed when we said, it's nothing like you've ever seen, as if the sum of all existence lived in the fever of our wildest dreams. Every night we'd kiss at exactly 10:06, not because we wanted to, just to say we did. And two hadn't become one, something had to die. The ego in my appetite, or the apple in your eye. Tension in our sleep, a stalemate in our bed. It seems like anything I ever touch always ends up dead. And ghosts of our love aren't the vengeance kind. What haunts me fame is mine. You're more like a light, and I'm more like the dark, feeding off and bleeding all the best things that you are. Feeding off and bleeding all the best things that you are.
I've always been really into words, I guess, and storytelling. And also at Columbia, I had a composition 101 class where I was writing stories and narratives and stuff. And my professor pulled me aside and said, "You might think about choosing this as a career path." And so I wasn't really in love with the idea of doing that, but maybe if I could learn to use that talent to write songs.
I am still living in the tomb of our love, with your spirit and some of your stuff around. Still here. This Navajo blanket, your bed and TV, it's never on, but it watches me go down again. And I don't regret anything that we did. I do not long for the touch of your skin no more. Well, sometimes I think what gets me is the weight of it all. I'm crashing down from a place so tall and true. It's hard. You may be alone tonight or not, but I feel like a song that time forgot, repeating on an empty room, jukebox so far from anyone. How can anyone be lovers if we're still not friends? It's a long way down, but you know I am still living in the tomb of our love. But your spirit and all of your stuff is gone. I'm still here. I got a brand new blanket, I blew up your TV. I'm doing good, as good as I can be. It's not bad. Be alone tonight or not, but I feel like a song that time forgot, repeating on an empty room, jukebox so far from anyone. How can anyone be lovers if we're still not friends? It's another song off of the new record. It's called I Love Flowers. It's about the first time I ever smoked marijuana. I think I was 14 years old. Or no, what does the song say? I was 15. And my buddy Dave Bruno and I went to Brian Mason's basement. And Brian Mason was the kid who your parents didn't want you going to his house, and certainly didn't want you in his basement. And so we went over there, and we left there and just entered into a world we had never really been in before. This is almost all true, except I say vegetable, and it wasn't a vegetable. I ate this pear about an hour after we smoked the joint, and I swear to you, I've never tasted a pear so good as that pear. The juice like squirted out in like slow motion and formed a dragon's tail. It's incredible. Well, I got high for the very first time at 15 with my friends, and ate some kind of a vegetable that spent a loose half to me cents. Well, the joint was the size of a cucumber with an ounce of weed or more. Up at 5 to noon, and the damn thing burned till 4. Well, I didn't think I even felt that much till I stood up off the couch and floated up them basement stairs into the heat of a dragon's mouth. And then we fell back into my mama's house, weary-eyed and slow. Oh, and that's where I was chowing down when my dear old mama come home. You never seen two stoners run so fast through the back door, quick on our feet. Oh, we was huffing and puffing like we stole something, being anything but discreet. No, but we survived and high-fived. I bought a zebra cake up the way, walked around till we came down. It was nothing but an innocent day. Also lay off the grass, man, lay off the weed. It's not a court sin, it's a flower from a seed. And I love flowers, everybody does. I think of dirty pharmaceuticals when I think of drugs. I think about it. High for the 1,000th time at 25 with my band, and rode around for 5 good years singing songs, wearing funny hats. I met a lot of people suffering from all kinds of things, hanging on by a thread. Oh, and I can relate, so we would stay up late and spend a little time out of our heads. Well, again and again, the best medicine, from lawyers up to hotel maids. You give an epileptic kid a little cannabis, put some butter in a birthday cake. Also lay off the grass, man, lay off the weed. It's not a mortal sin, it's a flower from a seed. And I love flowers, everybody does. I think of dirty pharmaceuticals, overpriced medicinals, escaping from a hospital when I think of drugs. I think about it. I think my favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life, the 1946 Frank Capra Christmas movie. That transcends the genre, in my opinion. And there's a scene in the movie where Uncle Billy had just lost the $7,000, and George says to him, you know what the 3 most exciting sounds in the world are? And he says, train engines, anchor chains, plane engines, and train whistles. And I stopped the tape, and I wrote this song about it. It's called Anchor Chains. The sound of anchor chains, the whistle of a train, something in the humming of a single engine plane, going somewhere but nowhere fast. When morning takes the nighttime with syllables and soft rhyme, that old cold comfort crazy bright as any light in my mind, well, I can see the future as it lies. And time flies like a sparrow being chased by death. Fruit flies like the flesh of rotting peaches when they taste their best. I used to write love letters to the villain in my dreams. Never heavy-handed, always firm but short and sweet. Sometimes even bad guys know they are. And only for a chorus would she ever sing along. Her saddest childhood memory was her favorite country song. And nothing else could make her feel so tall. Down, being chased by death. Fruit flies like the flesh of rotting peaches when they taste their best. And when you're down at the bottom of your last empty pocket, or you're higher than your hopes had ever been, I've laid down a lot when the only bed to sleep in was on fire or too cold to call a friend. I like the sound of feeling strange, the turning of a page, something in the humming of a single engine plane. It's going somewhere but nowhere fast. I'm going somewhere but nowhere fast.
I started to get into guys like John Prine, and Dylan was my first love. My dad was always playing Dylan around the house, so it was kind of ingrained in me from an early age. And then John Prine and Van Zandt and all the old-timey folk music. That was really about storytelling and put kind of the words first. I just kind of fell in love with it, and that's kind of what I've been doing.
I got all of the feeling connected to politics out of my system in the last 4 years, and I've very much disengaged with it in the last couple weeks and months. It seems very toxic. I did sneak in a couple of songs relative to it, though, that I like to call kind of my campaign songs if I ever run for any kind of office. Assuming that they expunge some things from my past or make it acceptable. As a mayor, I guess, maybe I'd start at, or some kind of vice minority whip. Can you jump into that? This is called Weep Now, America. Well, I was born in Illinois, yeah, the Midwest is my home. Far away from any terrorist state or streets that I would not roam. But if I were to listen to some of you and not my heart, I'd bring the cheapest migrant workers in to build a wall just to keep them out. I'm singing, weep now, America, a black wind moans. Well, those who plant injustice reap what they sow. I gave up getting drunk on weekdays before dawn, unless I'm up from the night before and some miles over mountains comes on. Yeah, but my mind is still clearer than what it is we're all fighting about. I see a government with an eagerness to just kick the little peasants around. We're singing, weep now, America, a black wind moans. Well, those who plant injustice reap what they sow. Oh, I like Ike and Willie Mays' old radio with real DJs, but I know everything wasn't always peaches and cream. Oh, but mama, I'm too scared to American dream. And if I die in Bishop Hill, will send me down to New Orleans, prop me up on a bar stool at any joint down on Frenchman Street. So when the waters rise and take the big easy back, oh, I'll be washed out clear to sea. It's too late now to do this planet proud. We'll be drowning as we sing. We're singing, weep now, America, a black wind moans. Well, those who planted injustice reap what they sow. Weep now, America, a black wind moans. Well, those who planted injustice reap what they sow. Well, those who face injustice start throwing stones. I had two brothers who influenced different sides of me growing up. My brother Brandon, we'd play wiffle ball out in the front porch or in the front yard, and he taught me how to play sports and how to kind of be an athlete if I wanted to. My brother Dan taught me how to play guitar and kind of see art in everything and channel my any kind of music I had inside of me. And he passed in '08. He was paralyzed from the waist down at a work accident in '99, and then made it for about 8 years, I guess. But painkillers kind of did his body in, and I found myself I was kind of combing the forest floor for songs for this latest album, trying to find one that kind of connected everything together. And I think this is the one. It's me trying to talk to Brother Dan. It's called The Brother's Lament. Lately I've been trying to talk to you, and you're so good at everything you do. A bad dream come true, and you were destined to. And I've been working hard to cash these checks. You can do it right on your phone now, what the heck? It's such a different mess than it was when you left. Roads still drive me home, songs still sing sweet, but it would have been better if you were here for everything. I can still hear you looking for a melody. Well, I remember learning all night long early morning versions of heavy metal songs. You said welcome home, sanitarium. And Brandon's got depression worse than Dad. He tried to call it quits, but he even failed at that. Is how it probably lands with a troubled man. Roads still railroad line that starts where I live and runs 30 feet north of your grave in Sheridan. One day I'll hop right in and see where it ends. Past the river and the prison and the memories, through Ottawa all the way to Galilee, where our family tree can grow wild and free. Roads still drive me home, songs still sing, they sound sweet. But it would have been better if you were here for everything. I can still hear you looking for a melody. There's a new girl in the office. Her hair is pink and blonde. I've only seen her one time, but now she's all I want. At break time I'm gonna go up there and lean on a vending machine, hoping she gets hungry and stumbles into me, singing, "Hello, my love. Am I in love?" As I wander around the warehouse, I wonder what to say. It's kinda like meeting Jesus on Judgment Day.